In 1885, something happened that sounds unreal today. One European king gained personal control over a huge part of Central Africa, not Belgium. One man, King Leopold II. This is the story of the Congo Free State, how it was built, how it made money, and why it became one of the darkest chapters of colonial rule. This is history, not blame. We are here to understand the system and what it did. So first, what was the Congo Free State? From 1885, the Congo was not a normal colony at first. It was run as a Leopold's private territory, a personal project, backed by armies, paperwork, and business. How did he get it? Leopold used diplomacy and humanitarian language. He presented his project as trade, civilization, and ending slavery. But behind the speeches was the real goal: control land, control labor, and control resources. The Berlin Conference era helped make this possible. European powers wanted rules to avoid fighting each other, and Leopold secured international recognition for his control in Congo. Now let's talk about the engine of the Congo Free State: money. At first, ivory mattered, but later, rubber became the big prize. In the late 1800s, the world's demand for rubber exploded for tires, cables, and industry. And the Congo had wide rubber vines. So the system became simple and brutal. Produce rubber, no matter the human cost. To enforce this, the state relied on a colonial army called the First Public. Communities were pressured to milk quotas. People were forced to collect rubber, and punishment was used to make fear do the work. This is where the Congo Free State gained its global reputation, not just for exploitation, but for the extreme violence used to keep extraction going. Over time, reports began to spread outside Congo. Missionaries, journalists, and activists wrote about what was happening. A reform movement grew, and the Congo became an international scandal. Pressure built on Leopold, and eventually, in 1908, the Congo Free State ended. Belgium took over the territory as the Beijing Congo. That did not erase the damage, but it changed the legal structure. So what is the key point of this story? The Congo Free State shows what happened when a territory is designed like a business machine. Land becomes property, people become labor, and violence becomes management. And even after 1908, Congo continued to live with the long effects of extraction and outside control. If you've been following my Congo series, Congo Crisis, Katanga, Lumumba, this is the part of the deepest background. It helps to explain why Congo's politics and economy face such heavy pressure later on. Next, we will move forward in time again from colonial rule to independence and the chain of events that followed. If you want African history explained clearly with dates, map, and no confusion, subscribe. I will see you there.